Good evening to all of you. And today, our point of discussion is a recent IELTS question, essay writing question. And let's understand how should we approach a question, first of all? How should we generate content, second of all? And last but not the least, we should know how to structure the answer properly. So we are going to discuss a lot of tips and tricks. So welcome to the session. My name is Minnie Oberoi, and today we are going to have a lot of fun understanding how to find the answers, how to look for the correct information, and build our answer brick by brick for the essays. But first of all, we need to know that what are the different types of IELTS essays that we get in the examination. Now, some students, they have a lot of confusion. Ma'am, what should be our approach to each and every question? See, IELTS essays are categorized into 5 different categories. And I always tell the students that we should be prepared not only with one type of essay, but we should also know the variations that we can expect, right? Now, the first type of question is opinion essay, or some people even call them as how to present your views or ideas, right? How to present your thoughts. So opinion essays. Then the second one is a problem and solution essay. Now, when it comes to a problem and solution essay, we can expect 3 variations in it. Yes, we have 3 variations. After this, the third type of question is agreement or disagreement essay, or people call it as agree-disagree essays also. After this, the fourth one is a direct question essay. And the last one is advantage, disadvantage. Right? Now, when we talk about advantage, disadvantage, we expect 2 variations in this question also. Let's work on the advantage and disadvantage essays for today. But before that, I really want to discuss what are the variations and how should we structure our answer. So coming to the main elephant of the room, which is an advantage, disadvantage essay, because the recent question was a question on advantage and disadvantage. So what are the 2 variations? Either they give you a question where they give us a topic and just one instruction that says, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this trend, right? This is the instruction that we expect in case of a simple advantage-disadvantage question, right? They give you a topic, and on the basis of that topic, they may say that what are the advantages and disadvantages of. Now, the second variation that we can get is that they say, do the advantages of this trend outweigh the disadvantages? Right. Now, here they are asking you, what is more? Are the advantages more or the disadvantages are more? So technically, when it comes to such a question, students, they get confused that, ma'am, what should be the structure for the essay, right? Now, here you have to give your opinion. In such a question, they are asking for your opinion. What is more? Are the advantages more or are the disadvantages more? So this is advantage, disadvantage with opinion. Simple and easy to understand, right? Now, accordingly, we have to adapt to the instructions as well. How? Let's understand that also. Let's look at this question. This is a recent IELTS question. The students saw this question in June itself, on the 10th of June. These days, many people like to watch live performances, such as shows or concerts, at home, either on television or TV, or on a computer instead of attending in person. Do the advantages of this trend outweigh the disadvantages, right? So first of all, whenever we come across the question, we need to understand what is the given statement, isn't it? We need to understand this statement first. They have implemented this question on the present generation, nowadays, these days, right? So this is a trend which we all follow. And here they have mentioned that people like to watch live performances. Now, live performances, they have mentioned shows and concerts. So this is just an example. You can take it as a music concert. You can take it as a stage performance, like theater, or even, like sports. So many people, they can't go to these places and watch the sports person performing live. So what do? They sit at home and they watch it. Now, here they have mentioned that more and more people, they are, I would say gravitating towards watching these performances or such performances at the comfort of their home. Now, the instruction says that, do you think that there are more advantages of this trend as compared to the disadvantages? So this is basically an outweigh question, which we call as advantage, disadvantage, opinion essay, right? Now, first of all, let me bring those points back here. Advantage, disadvantage essay, and the first variation, where they ask only for the advantage, disadvantage. But here, this is not a simple advantage, disadvantage question. They are asking us for our opinion. So when it is a simple question where they ask for your, they do not ask, sorry, for your opinion, in such a case, we call this type of a question as a 4-paragraph structure. But when it is an advantage, disadvantage with opinion essay, it must have 5 paras. Now, what are these paragraphs? Each paragraph has a separate content to present, right? Now, first of all, we need to know and understand the instruction that we did, right? We could understand the instruction that here they are asking us for the opinion. It is an outweigh question. I know that for this particular essay, this is going to be my structure, a 5-paragraph structure. Generate content. That means we need to know, are there more advantages or more disadvantages, right? So the first thing you will start with is content generation. You should write down your points on advantage and disadvantage. Then try to evaluate it. What is more? Because if you have good amount of content, you know how to present it. Now let's do some content generation. We need to understand that when it is on an advantage, disadvantage essay, and especially related to this topic, what can be a benefit? Now, I personally feel the biggest benefit is that even the senior citizens, they can watch the live performances, isn't it? While sitting at home, they can enjoy these programs. Otherwise, for the senior citizens to visit a place which is highly crowded, it makes it really difficult for them to watch a program or a performance, right? So the comfort element comes here. This is a benefit, right? You can watch it at the comfort, and comfort is also related to time. Let's say choice of time. Now, maybe you are a working professional, you work in a different shift. The live shows, they are not falling in your timeline in a way, and you want to watch it, but you can't watch it because you don't have time for the live performance. What will you do? Isn't it? You would try to sit down and watch it on the television or on your computer, even on your smartphones. They're not less than computer in any case. And, just enjoy that program, right? So choice of time, that is definitely available here. Then this is also economical. Now, if I talk about economy, now you tell me, if we have a family of 6 people and a ticket for one person is 5,000 rupees, what will you do? Will you be able to take your entire family and spend roughly around 30,000 rupees on a particular show? Just one single show. Nobody can do that, right? It is not going to be advisable. You can't do it frequently also, once in a blue moon maybe. But when we sit back at home, we can watch any program in our own comfort zone, our own time and choice, our own mood, right? And also it is economical. If I have the subscription for Netflix, I pay the money, I watch it at the comfort of my home. So this is what you need to understand and analyze initially. Because if we do not do this content generation now, like the way I gave you the example of Netflix or maybe Amazon web series, these are the type of realistic examples which you must quote, but in a generalized language. So we have some points which are related to the advantage. Now, what can be a disadvantage? So whenever it is an outweigh question, we have to give the disadvantage also. If you are not giving a disadvantage, you are not at all justifying your answer, right? If I have to prove what is more, what is less, I have to talk about the element which is less. I have to balance it out with whatever is more, right? You cannot have a balance. So always remember, whenever it is an advantage, disadvantage, outweigh question, or if it says, do you think there are more benefits than drawbacks? So think means you have to give the comparison and you must give the disadvantages also. So we come to the disadvantage. What can be a disadvantage? That, less of footfall to such concerts. The performers, they don't feel good. So lack of footfall to such places, or I can even say that, it is not safe. Pickpocketing, that can take place in such a place, right? So all these things are there, isn't it? Now, when we look at the disadvantages and the advantages, I personally feel I have more content on advantage, right, everyone? We have more content on the advantage. So how should I put together my introduction paragraph? Let's have a look at it. So I analyzed it. I could see that, yes, for me, there are more benefits, there are more advantages, and I have planned my essay. How do we plan it? Now, in the planning element, when I know that I have more advantages, the structure for the essay has to be like this. First paragraph is your introduction. And here I will try to paraphrase the question topic, right? I will try to rewrite it and then give a thesis statement. Now, the thesis statement is just an introduction of my idea, whether I believe that there are more benefits or more drawbacks, right? So my view, my opinion has to be clear. After this, after the introduction paragraph, the next paragraph should be a paragraph on disadvantage. Now here I will give one disadvantage. And you might be wondering that, ma'am, when I believe in advantages, how will I start with this paragraph, right? So it is very easy. You can start like this. A few believe that there are some demerits of this trend, and then you continue the sentence, right? Or we can say, to begin with, there have been certain issues in this trend where people people like to watch programs in the concert areas or wherever a concert is being held, right? So there have been issues there. Then we give an example to support this point. So technically, this is not my view. I'm giving a general observation on the disadvantage. After this, we come to the next paragraph, which is on advantage. Here, now in this particular place, when we generated the content, I can put the content which is related to the benefit. So advantage, we discussed that. Like if suppose a few believe this, you can also say, however, I can start like this also. However, I believe, right? You can start like this also, or you can say, however, there are also benefits of, this trend. Of watching the programs sitting at the comfort of your home. For instance, it can be economical, right? And then we give the example, like I gave you the example of Netflix and Amazon subscriptions. After this, now we need another paragraph. Either I can call it as an advantage paragraph, or I can say it can be opinion, where I'm going to give the advantage and support it with an example again. That's an example for the previous one also, right? And after that, at the end, we try to conclude everything, right? Now, let's move on and have a look at the correct way we can write the introduction. So remember, guys, outway question has to have a 5-paragraph structure. That's mandatory. If we are not sticking onto that structure, automatically we are going to make mistakes, and we lose a lot of valuable marks on the basis of task response, right? Now, let's move on and have a look at the introduction paragraph. So the introduction is very clear. I will just try to rephrase the question topic. So this is my topic, right? We know that this is our topic, and I will just try to paraphrase it first. So with the advancement of technology, many prefer to view entertaining content at home rather than going out and watching it in person. After this, my thesis statement. So this is my thesis. In my opinion, this trend has more benefits than drawbacks. Simple and easy. Paraphrasing of the question topic and my thesis statement, which says that I believe, or in my view, or I opine that there are major benefits of this trend as compared to the drawbacks, right? Now, after this, we move on to the next paragraph, which will be on disadvantage because I'm supporting the advantages. So I will, after the introduction, I will put the disadvantage paragraph as the second paragraph for myself, right? Now let's come to this one. On the one hand, this trend has led to several consequences as people do not bother to go out and watch live performances. Moreover, it has highly affected the frequency of these events and a reduction in activities which demonstrate cultural and recreational art. For instance, it has created a decreased popularity of theater shows, music performances, and dance shows. Due to the advancements in technology, people are no longer physically present in the moment to enjoy the art of live performances, isn't it? Nowadays, hardly anybody goes to a theater to watch a performance. Handful of people. So this is the reduction that we see. So automatically it is affecting the people who work there, right? This is a demerit. And we have very clearly mentioned it through an example. Now, guys, giving an example is mandatory. If some of you think that, ma'am, I tried to elaborate the point further, I think my job is done. No. An example should stand out like an example. That way, the approach towards the answer becomes more logical and you get better content. Similarly, if you can see right now, the example here is very generalized. I'm not going to say that, for instance, earlier my parents used to go and watch live performances of dance at a theater, but now nobody goes there, and I have seen people suffering at large who are not able to earn much, right? So I will not use I have seen this, I can see people do this. No, the example has to be generalized, right? Now, after this, let's move on to the next paragraph. So we are done with the first paragraph, which was the introduction. After that, we are done with the disadvantage paragraph. Now we need 2 paragraphs to talk about the advantage. That's how we are going to show that, yes, advantage has more gravity, right? So let's move on. Now we come to the advantage paragraph. On the contrary, computers and television have allowed people to watch an abundance of content by staying in the comfort of their homes. Also, it allows people to access as many shows as they can and watch them without being restrained by a particular schedule or timing. For instance, viewers can watch shows or web series on platforms such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hotstar as per their convenience, right? So the convenience element, we have again given an example to support our idea, right? That how it benefits us. We can watch anything on our own timeline. After this, we come to the third paragraph, which will again discuss the advantage. In addition, streamed content that can be enjoyed from the comfort of one's home has more positive points as one can indulge in entertainment shows according to one's schedule. For instance, one can record a live show on one's computer and watch it later as per one's convenience. Isn't it? Many people still do it, that, okay, I don't have time, let me record this live performance. Today also, if all of you are not there at 6 p.m., you can watch this live performance later, right? Isn't it quite relatable? So this is what technology has helped us with, clear and evident through the example. Then we come to the conclusion, and now we have to sum up the answer. So to conclude, seamless technology has helped people to revolutionize the way they watch content these days, and it has offered people numerous benefits as people can choose their specific shows and view them by staying in the comfort of their homes. Simple and easy. So my thesis statement, or let's say my view, which I introduced in the introduction paragraph, right? I gave my thesis statement initially over here. My conclusion paragraph also has the similar thought, right? I've just tried to paraphrase it. That is how we follow the flow in the answer, the logical flow that is needed. Now, in the conclusion paragraph, I will never introduce a new idea because then I'm going to harm my essay, right? Another thing, guys, that we should always observe is the use of linkers. When we write down any answer, how well we try to link our thoughts, our ideas. Now, let's look at this. On the one hand, right, we are talking about the opposite side. And while beginning a paragraph, I would say this is a good move to use or to start the paragraph with a linker. After that, I'm linking the second thought. Moreover, I'm adding on to whatever I mentioned in the first statement, right? Then we gave an example. This is the structure that we must follow. So always remember that whenever we write the body paragraphs, so you all know that introduction, after the introduction, we have body paragraphs. So the formula, a simple formula for a good body paragraph should be, right? This is a simple formula that we should know and remember. First of all, opening statement, like whichever view or idea you want to present, you write that statement. After that, you should have a supporting statement or statements. You can give one statement or two statements, but I never tell the students to write more than that because then we go overboard with the length, right? So supporting statement or statements. And after that, we must give an example. So this is a basic formula to write a good body paragraph. So body paragraph means paragraph BP1, simple and easy to remember. Body para 2, body para 3, isn't it? And this formula is what you can see in all my paragraphs, isn't it? The same formula has been applied. Now, this is important. If we do not structure our answer like this, it will sound messy. It will not have the link, and we cannot get more than 6 or maybe a 6.5, because let me tell you, the journey from a 6 to a 7 and above is actually very challenging, just because of these small points which we do not consider, right? After this, now see the kind of linker. So in this one, we were talking about the disadvantage of the trend. Then in the next paragraph, we are talking about the benefits. So I used on the contrary. I can even use on the other hand here. However, conversely, because I'm giving an opposite thought to whatever was mentioned in body para 1, right? So now my thought is different. This is contrasting the previous one. Then also, we are trying to link this idea with the first sentence. After that, in addition. So in addition means that the thought process for this paragraph and this paragraph is the same, right? The idea is to support the benefits, right? And here again, we used linkers. So when we use more and more linkers, they enhance our score on the basis of coherence and cohesion, because we can have a good flow in the answer, right? So that's how the linkers help us. So I hope that this session has given all of you good amount of clarity. And if you guys are interested to learn more, So for such interactive IELTS sessions and more content, please follow us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So please like, share, and subscribe to the Yuno Learning platform and watch us. Do give us your tips. What type of videos would you like to see in future? Maybe if you have a specific essay with you, report writing question, or even a letter writing question, we are here to help. So see you all. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful evening.